When I was in the Army, oh boy, isn't this exciting. We're not talking about killing, we're talking about heartbreakers and lifesavers. We're talking about medics. See if you can follow me. This is going to take a few different threads. Oh, Doc Johnson. Doc Johnson was the one that changed everything at HHC of 307th Engineer Battalion when I was there. Oh. Doc Johnson came in and he stirred shit up with the medics. Before he got there, well, it was nothing. And then he got there and they started calling her, I think it was a staff sergeant that was in charge of the medic platoon company section. He called him Sergeant Tar because he smoked like a fiend. He didn't stop with his own fucking people above him. He must have known his rights. He took it to everybody. And he had the medic platoon. You would be, at the end of the day, coming in, it's like, oh, I finished this day again. And there was the one time I'm walking and I go up the stairs, the second floor. My room was down there. I can't remember the number. You don't care. And as I'm walking, it happened to be the medics had just also gotten off duty. And they were down there. And they looked at me. And Doc Johnson looked at me. He might as well have said, "Get 'em, boys," because we just stopped and looked at each other. And I said, oh boy, because they would chase people down. The medics off duty after work would chase people down and beat them. And it was fun. It was like it was a competition. The medics against everybody else and everybody else against each other. They started this thing, and then the medics, and oh, they're supposed to be helping me. But there's like knowing Kung Fu and never getting in a fight is the same as knowing CPR and never being able to fucking do it on somebody. You just want to come up behind an old person and go, ah! And they go, ah! And they fall down and you're laying over them and you're like, I could do CPR, but this is my opportunity to be God. So he looks at me down the hall, and I looked at him. We stopped the same way. That's good military training. You stop and you assess. You might be standing on a landmine or just above one. You just stop what you're doing. So we all stopped, and I've used this with the police since then and gotten away. There's a video in there. Statute of limitations is passed. I was innocent to begin with. I just don't have time for court. What, you want me to take a day off and use a fucking vacation day on this? It's not me. It's you. So we stop and look at each other. Doc Johnson's down there with the medics. McGee and the others. Ramirez eventually became my roommate, but he wasn't there yet, and I fucking spread my seed of dissonance through him. So the Army still has a chance. But we looked at each other, and I said, oh no, they're coming for me. and we ran at each other, not at each other, they might have thought, I don't know what they were thinking, it's a whole fucking section of fucking medics coming at you. And I was trying to get to the bathroom door because I knew the window at the end of the bathroom on the other side over there was something I could get out of. And I was bolting for the bathroom towards them, and we come in at each other, and I bolt into the bathroom, the open door, and the sinks are all there where you can shave in the morning after PT, and the toilets are along the wall. They had stall doors. The showers are over there. They didn't. I don't know. They just want to let everybody get a look at each other, I suppose. Know where they stand, if they stand. Maybe that's to keep soldiers from masturbating in the showers if everybody's looking at them out in plain view. I went running across past the sinks, and there was a window open. The window I was looking for was open like that, and then we're on the second floor, and I knew if I stopped, I was going to get beaten. Bruce Lee says every adult male should be able to fight when he has to and run when he needs to. And it was before I ever read that I understood that aspect. I like to fight, but I know when it's time to get the fuck out of there. And I made it to that window, but I didn't have time to like climb out it. I was running full bore at it again already. And I just dove through it like Superman, through that window, out the second story window. And I came and I did a flip in the air and stuck the landing. And I'm standing there. And I looked up, and there comes Doc Johnson and his boys sticking their heads out the window looking at me. Ah, they almost had me. And I turn around, and there's Alpha Company with that captain that was really hardcore, and he liked the idea of being fucking Alpha Company, The Rock. And they were all in muster out there. I came flying out a window at the end of the day muster and landed in front of them. And I said, ah! And I looked at them, and these guys that kind of knew me, they looked at me, and I said, ah! And I took off running again. And so that is what soldiers are. Soldiers are fucking around incessantly. And when they're off duty, they make their own rules just so as to be able to fuck around incessantly. And then when I ended up moving out to California, and I would watch Telemundo and Univision, whatever the hell they say, but Telemundo, Gigante Sábado, Giant Saturday. And I watched that, and there was the one news thing going on that they said they were trying to get the soldiers, the army, in with the police, but they were having problems because the police are trained to deal with people like that. And the soldiers are just meant to kill and have a good time all the other time. They're having a good time. They don't mesh. You can't mix soldiers with cops because soldiers don't make good cops. They don't understand what it is they're supposed to be doing to de-escalate situations and such. And these are the things we think about. Now we've got people the National Guard, a bunch of people with big, thick, what's his name? Not Milton Berle. Wilford Brimley. Bunch of guys, they would come down to train with us in the summer every once in a while at Bragg out on Market Garden. And they'd have these big Wilford Brimley mustaches and a bad haircut, and they were fat. Why? Because everybody, even those that get out, some reason, look at Bebout, they just get fat. And they ask you, what kind of meds are you on now? When you're fucking 50 years old and he's 53. Something like that. What kind of meds they got you on as he's taking all these pills? I'm like, I don't have any meds. And he said, oh, you're lucky. No, I'm not fucking lucky. Because I got out of the fucking army and I felt like I'm going to live a long life. I'm in a place right now where I can run and I'm healthy. I kept running and being healthy and lifting weights every once in a while before it was time to do the hay, so I didn't get sore after doing the hay. Motherfuckers, can't you use your own fucking brain? No, evidently not. And even I can't. Even I cannot use my brain. I will not put these on these people, this on these people, like I would have done any better. But I have to say, they're pulling the goddamn National Guard with bad haircuts and Wilford Brimley haircuts, hair, mustaches, and fucking the old spare tire. Like, they get to act like they're in the military. They're not. They're just on call. They're scrub defense, possibly in this situation, scrub offense. They pull them in. They don't know the rules. They say they're just following orders. And I remember being in MEPS and raising my hand and saying, I take an oath to support and defend the Constitution. And at the time when I was doing it, I was thinking, I don't even know what the Constitution says, but I'll do it. I didn't know. None of these fuckers know what the Constitution says. And so I'm trying to tell you, don't obey an unlawful order. I've been saying it for years. I've been trying to get people ready for this. You don't have to follow an unlawful order. And for some reason, they throw out something like US 10, 12, 18, 32, 34, blue set hike. And they say, well, it sounds official. I guess we have to follow the order. And they just want to fucking kill people or watch people suffer at the very least. They start with the tear gas, the CS, and watch them fucking writhe and puke and go, and the shit coming out of their fucking noses and the bandages on their heads after they fall out of the fucking cinder block building in basic training, and they're in their fucking picture, basic training picture, with a big fucking wrapped up fucking head like you're a fucking moron. That's what they want. They want to go with it. But I want you to know, all of you, I've thought about it. I'm like, I said it for years before I even started talking to you. When I was in the Army, I said, there's no way they could, I mean, I didn't tell anybody, but I'd look around and I'd see how much people love their families and their communities. And I said, there's no way these fuckers would ever turn on them and follow an unlawful order. And now you've got people like me that never read the Constitution before. It's like Congress passing a bill and saying, I didn't know that was in it. It's your fucking job, read it. I was a 17-year-old. And I still had time to change my mind and educate myself on what the truth is about the Constitution. Congress, they just fucking passed it and said, I didn't see that. What are you getting paid $180,000 a year for? I was living in poverty when I was in the Army. At the level of poverty, that's what they say. I'm telling you fuckers, down on the ground, they're in LA. It's not just LA, it's about to be everywhere, every big city. That poor guy just said it. We want troops all over America. It's not like Lyndon B. Johnson sending, without asking the governor who he knew was a fuck up. Guy that got, I think that's the guy that got shot and was in a wheelchair running for president because he was such an asshole. Not everybody in a wheelchair is an asshole, but give them time and they will be, because they get sick of the fucking kindness people give them. And they just say, you're just fucking patronizing me. That type of thing. Lyndon B. Johnson sent people down without asking a governor of a state to protect the people that were protesting. It's shit like that, you know. But here we've got somebody just wanting to send it all over the fuck. You have to question yourself. My army buddy, my military friend, my brother, my sister, my fucking blue line, green line. No, I'm not part of that. I'm here to tell you, you need to look into this shit yourself, because you're about to make yourself an enemy of your own people. Read that fucking thing. Know that it's an unlawful order, and talk to your friends on the front line. And maybe instead of turning against the people that you're pushing against, they will stop if you quit pushing them. You can trust them. They won't hurt you if you turn around. Turn around and look at those that do not understand that this is an unlawful order, and you fucking tell them. Everybody thinks everything's going to be okay because we're in a fucking suburb somewhere and we don't see it face to face. But anything we see on TV that's in these United States is in our face, you motherfuckers.